Shout out once again to Pop Collectibles for getting this to me super fast. If you want to get one of these for yourself, there's a link in the description below, and as well as a discount code if you happen to want to get one. Now, Peacemaker. This might be something that super surprises you that I wanted to get it because why? Well, because it's a DC, and I'm mainly a Star Wars guy. I wanted this. I just think it's a lot of fun. Now, originally when they announced this, it looked like total dog shit, and then they went ahead and did some cool stuff with it, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. But here's the box. It's got this nice little foil going on with the Peacemaker and the stars, and we should have a little slip cover here. If I can get this thing off, I never even look at these things, but somebody out there is going to be like, what does it look like? Well, this is what it looks like. It's got the rainbow on there, Peacemaker. It's got a nice window on there. It's got stories. And it's a freaking box. You guys know what I do to boxes anyway, so we'll get that out of here. Now, I have taken a liberty of getting the plastic bits off. We've got Eagly right here on top in the top tray. And then we've got our figure here with the super chrome on the helmet. That is an unbelievable chrome on the helmet. It looks quite good. But first, let's get to Eagly here since he's on the top tray. You got two different display options with Eagly. You have these massive wings, all right? Or you can just get him how it comes in the packaging, which is on this little bit of foam because he's got these talons. Thankfully, mine didn't come in damaged, so that's cool. Get this clamshell out of here. And Eagly looks pretty stinking good, honestly. So you got two display options. Obviously, you can have him like this, or you could have him with the wingspan going crazy. Let's zoom in. Let's look at this guy a little closer. Look at that. Nice. They did a really good job. Now, their last animal that I got from Hot Toys that wasn't like a creature was Einstein from Marty McFly. And we all know that didn't turn out so well. However, this one I like. It's got nice texture going on. You can see like individual feathers and whatnot. Got the nice tail feathers going on back here. I mean, you got a little bit of range of motion going on here. They did a really, I mean, look at the talons going on down there. They did a really good job with that. I kind of dig that. So it does have a little range of motion on the head. You can kind of swivel him around. Nothing down here in the feet. So if you want to switch this guy out, should be able to just pop these wings out of here without too much. Now, I will tell you, this has a large peg to go in there. So it might take a little bit of work the first time to get this guy out of here, which I clearly have not messed with, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. They are labeled left and right, so that's helpful. So I'll get you out of here. Now, if I can remember what the heck my left and right is, this is his left and right, not your left and right if you're looking at it this way. But we'll just peg these guys right in here and exponentially increases his shelf space. And it's a tight fit. That ain't no joke. So there we go. Look at that. That's cool. So there it is. Even more texture and detail. And the paint application on the body does match the wings, so that's nice. And this looks fantastic. Big fan of Eagly. I think that's a lot of fun. We'll have some fun posing this guy. I must be honest with you, I'm a little concerned about the talons on the seamless body or on picking on the suit material on the figure. So we'll get to that, but I've some reservations about that. We'll see how that plays out. But for right now, we'll just kind of we'll stick Eagly right there. All right, so what else we got in the box? We got the Sword of Peace. I wish this was die cast. It is not. It is straight up plastic, but it is nicely done. It's not in the chrome material that I would have thought we've gotten with the helmet. That kind of would have made sense, but it's a nice metallic-y with nice wash going on, and it is 100% molded plastic. We've got the hatchet with the Dove of Peace. I'm about to drop it. Again, plastic. You can see kind of the light bouncing around this thing. The little Dove of Peace going on right there. Nice one assembled there as well. Nice. Cool. We'll have some fun with that guy. And then this part, a silencer, or I'm sorry, it's not a silencer. Let me correct that. A suppressor for his weapon that does not come out of the holster because Warner Brothers is a bunch of whiny little bitches. And evidently Joker can have a bunch of guns and knives and everything, but Peacemaker can't. So Warner Brothers, you suck. I'm just going to throw that out there. But we're going to fix that problem regardless. So we got a suppressor here for an accessory we can't flipping use. Now, this guy. Look how it's freaking... Oh, this looks so good, guys. I must be honest. It just does. It looks good. Let me get the other stuff out of here for a second. And let's just take a closer look at this guy. Now, note the ridiculously shiny helmet we got going on this gloss. Now, I haven't even taken the plastic off the back neck part yet. But fingerprint magnet, 100%. You can see it like right there. You can see the fingerprint. So it's going to be a thing. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I got microfiber cloth, so I'll get it cleaned up. But the Dove of Peace going there with this nice little brass. It's so shiny that you can't even see it. But the Dove of Peace inset right here is got like a brass color. You can somewhat see the blue going on through the helmet as well. That's very nicely done. This thing, it's bulky, exactly like you would expect it to be. And it's very clean. There's no weathering anything going on here. The helmet's perfectly clean other than my fingerprints. The pants are perfectly clean. The boots, I mean, this is an idealized Peacemaker, if I must say, especially since it's, blaster or his pistol doesn't come out of the holster. Now, the shoulders appear to be separate from the body, so there's a separate peg. It's not a seamless body, if you will, but the shoulders appear to be because you got plenty of range of motion. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff like that. The suit material, the shirt material feels very posable, although you do have, if I get this guy up here, you do have this section right here that's more pleathery, rubbery material. I'm concerned about that over time, or just posing wise and getting too much torso twist. You're going to get some wrinkles and stuff in there. Same thing, that same material carries down here. So posing, be careful, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. But the arms, look at the texture on the biceps, guys. Love this. And I love that they were able to have the arms separate from the body so we can do stuff like this and not worry about what's going to go on underneath the suit. Now, double bend on here. Some reason we can get a double bend on a seamless arm, but we can't get a double bend for a female Mandalorian. Somebody worked that out for me. I don't know. But these are ratcheted. I don't recommend leaving those there for too long, but for posing purposes, I think it'll be just fine. Going down, we've got this nice blue gauntlet here with the hands, and there's a dark wash on all this stuff. So there's a little bit of, you can see it there, a little darker than that section. And it looks fantastic, man. So what can we do? We can go up there. You can see how this guy right here, the lapel, the signets are kind of going and kind of moving around, which is nice. The material doesn't feel like it's going to crease or break or anything like this shirt material. A1, I dig that very much. And then obviously we can back up here. The expression is awesome. They're going to get two. You can switch out the bottom mouth plate. Obviously we're going to add the tongue in there at some point. That'd be kind of cool. And then we've got a different front helmet. We can change that out as well. So going down the back, we've got nice red shirt, blue pant or a blue belt, and then down to the clean pant with this nice, texture detail and stitching work going on there all the way to the boot. Now I'm curious. Let's see what we got here on the knee. There's somewhat of there's a decent bend there in the knee. It's a decent bend. The boot, not a whole lot of action. It's a fixed boot, so not expecting a whole lot of action there. A little bit of front, a little bit of back, side to side. I mean, a little bit. It's very, very, very little. Now, I have seen, thanks to those collectors who live overseas, where they've actually taken a hairdryer heat gun and heated this guy up to get the pistol out. I am absolutely going to do that. So let me go ahead and make that happen in just a second. However, I want to see, does this come out? Okay, the magazines don't come out. And I'm curious about this. Look at this thing. All right, so this little guy right here, definitely be careful of that posing. It doesn't go in or out. That's going to break for sure. If there's, a fall or some sort. So be mindful of that. Now, let me put him here for a second. We do have a display stand, which is pretty cool. Got a little flag action there with a little cutout of the Dove of Peace. We got Eagly. We got his face going in there. It just says Peacemaker. We don't get a flight stand. It's just a normal crotch grabber. So there's that. On the figure, we've got fist. We've got funny enough, we've got a blast or a pistol. I'll say blaster, too much Star Wars. A pistol weapon holding hand for something they can't take out. Once again, the stupidity of Warner Brothers. We got some sword or accessory holding hands. Relaxed left and right hand. So it's going to have some fun with that. I get a couple wrist pegs. And then also, we get an extra helmet. So let's get this here. And then we got our fingerprints all over it. Come here. So we get an extra helmet. I don't really care about the extra helmet. This one has the blue on it and the more brassy color in the middle. This one right here is pretty much all chrome. It's a different mold, but it's very, very similar. And then we get this nice little yelling mouth plate, which looks pretty ridiculous, but I think a lot of fun. It makes sense for the character. And then we get a tongue accessory. Of course, he does have the movable eyes, so you can do that. Here's your tool for that. And then our mouth plate. And then if we want, we can stick the little tongue in there. Have some fun. It doesn't go that way. It goes this way. Look at this. Oh, that's just so kinds of ridiculous. I had a feeling it was going to be magnets when I first saw this thing, but it looks ridiculous and great at the same time. So obviously we'll pose this guy up. We'll have a lot of fun with him. But first things first, we got to get that guy out of there. All right, so let me show you what I did right here. There is actually a little piece of blue material that goes through the trigger of the weapon. And after you heat it up, and all I did is twist this, and I twisted it until that piece of blue material snapped and broke. You can see it right there. That's the piece holding on to your weapon there. So yes, I have broke my Peacemaker figure right out of the box. Because that's what's it. Now, truth be told, if I want this to go back in, I am probably going to get some, since I've got 3D printing, I'm probably going to get some clippers, and I'm just going to clip that blue peg right there, and I'm just going to cut it completely off. I see no reason to leave that there. It would get annoying if you want to put the weapon back in the holster, so probably I'm just going to cut that off. So it was a little tricky. I thought just pulling up on it would work, just twisting it would work. When I noticed it had that little peg, I said, that's going to be pretty easy. So I heated it up some more, twisted it, it snapped, no problem. Now, be careful when you're doing this, because you don't want to have this, you don't want to be tearing it and pull the holster completely out of the suit. That would suck. That would be a problem. But we have, thankfully, gotten that handled. So here we are. That looks quite good. Nice little ivory back here. I kind of dig that. Does this come off? No. This is awesome. It's very shiny and it's very chrome-esque, very metallic. Very cool. Does the magazine come out? Let's see. I think it should. It's a Hot Toys magazine. Yeah. Magazine comes out. So we've got that going on right there. That's pretty cool. No other action going on because there's no other way for it to go. And then we can put our suppressor on for a weapon that actually makes sense. So there you go. That's how you do that, guys. Be careful. Do that at your own risk. I clearly don't mind breaking things, but I'm not recommending that you go break yours on purpose. But if you want to use this, you kind of have to. And here we go. We've got Peacemaker posed up, looking all kinds of awesome. We got Eagly down there. We've got a dagger. We've got a pistol. We've got a chrome hat helmet thing. And we've got a beautiful, beautiful new body from Hot Toys. We didn't get that single joint, separate, the exposed joint thing. This gives me a lot of hope for what they're going to do with the upcoming Bane release next year. So I'm kind of digging that. It's got to be on a similar body to this, right? But this guy looks pretty fantastic. Posing wise, we've got ratcheted hips, knees, not the best movement in the ankles section, but we're used to that, I guess, by now from Hot Toys. Eagly looking all kinds of awesome right there. The pants, like I said, super clean. I did put the suppressor in his belt. There is a spot for that. We've got the dagger there, or the hatchet, and then we've got the head sculpt here, which is pretty stinking cool in my opinion. Again, fingerprint magnet for sure, but that's okay. If they'd given this chrome on the first Mando we got, or maybe the second Mando, the first chrome Mando, we got this chrome. This is way more chromy, way more shiny, way more clean than the updated Mando we got. This is super, super high gloss chrome. Looks great. And obviously we're going to have ratcheted elbows. There's just, what is not to like about this figure? Hot Toys listened to the community when this was first announced, and everybody went, oh, hell no. And then now we're going, oh, hell yes. Looks fantastic. And here we go. We've got him posed up with the change out mouth plate, and I changed the helmet out. If you don't like the blue stripes, you can go with just the all chrome, which either one looks fine for me. I don't really have a preference. Obviously I changed out the hands. Now, one thing with my particular figure, when I'm changing out the hands, the wrist pegs want to come out every single time. Not a problem, because it's just fine. It's better than them breaking. But yeah, just one of those things. The forearms obviously are skin colored. So depending on how you've got the gauntlets, they kind of slide them down, they'll fall off if you're not careful. You might have some of that skin texture showing through the gauntlets, but it does have blue wrist pegs, so they kind of match the gloves. As you can see, we've got the double bicep going on, and this guy just looking, it just looks good. It's a fun figure. It's an absolutely fun figure, and I'm happy to have it in the collection, even though it doesn't fit anywhere in my collection. It's fun. It's a fun figure. I don't foresee me leaving the elbows bent like this for a very long time for obvious reasons, but for photo purposes or the fact that you can do it, I think it looks pretty stinking cool. What I did is actually rotated the shoulder, and then I rotated the bicep inside the shirt. So to be able to do this, you know, you don't want to be messing with the shirt and get tears in it. But I think this sculpt is a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do some more with it. So let's get to it. Moving on to the next woes, and I wanted to do a little callback to something John Cena did at the Suicide Squad premiere, and because, you know, he's fun. And so here we go. An unconventional pose, to be sure, but a welcome one, I think. We've got, and this, honestly, this is just kind of like an FU to those who didn't want the weapon to come out of the holster. So this is perfect Peacemaker pose, I think. Now, probably won't leave the double bend in there as I mentioned earlier, but I think it's a lot of friggin' fun. We'll kind of zoom in and give you guys a little closer look. So obviously his Peacemaker is emulating something else, and then he's got the the screaming head sculpt in there. I changed out the helmet again, and then obviously we got the tongue in there, and then the bend on the bicep. And this thing looks freaking cool. That's a fun figure, man. I'm having a good time with this one. I don't know where he's going to end up on pose wise on display. I have no idea. He's probably, I mean, he's most likely going to end up on a shelf by himself because I don't have anything for him to pose with. And I saw King Shark recently in a comic shop. There's no way in hell I'm buying that thing. That looks, no, that ain't happening. Although it is big. But this is just, I don't know. This is one of those that's just kind of just fun to mess around with. So let me know your thoughts on this pose. Is it ridiculous? Yes. Is it fun? Yes. I think it fits character. All right, guys, this one was just straight up fun for me. Having fun with this. I broke out the zombie Deadpool head pull accessory. I changed out the back stand on this one with a flight stand that, you know, we all have plenty of to get Eagly up there. I really do have concerns about Eagly going onto the suit material, the shirt material, and it's just got very sharp talons. Also, balancing is kind of a pain, and I didn't want to mess with that, so I stuck them on the stand. I think it works. An acrylic stand is clear, might work a little better, but we'll mess with that in the final display. Thoughts on this figure? It's awesome. Posing the figure, trying to get his arms closer to his body. I've popped the shoulder joint off a few times, but it goes right back in, so it's really easy to do. So that's just me, you know, trying testing the limitations of the pose. The ratcheted arms are awesome. The sculpt of it, the body proportions of it are on the money. The only downside I see to this is just really the lack of movement down in the boots. That's really it. Outside of that, I'm not really sure I have anything negative to say about this figure. Other than the holster thing, but that's Peacemaker didn't really have anything to do with that. I think this thing's freaking awesome. And if you want to get one of these, check one out. Pop Collectibles got a few in stock still, I think, if you want to get one there, or check your local comic shops or wherever you buy things, doesn't matter. But if you want this figure, I would get it. The chances of getting another Peacemaker, I think, is about 0%. And this is just a fun figure to have in a collection doing silly things. So thank you, Hot Toys, for going back to the drawing board, fixing the body, and I'm just having a lot of fun with this thing. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. Got a lot more posing videos coming up. Got a display video coming up. Just saying, got that going on. And as always, close what you like. See you next time.